Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the EV Show by Ludicrous Feed Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is Wednesday, the 2nd of April 2025. Hope you're all doing well wherever you are in this part of the world. And today is actually the last episode for this year, well, for this season, under Australian Eastern Daylight Time here in New South Wales and Victoria. So next week we'll be joining the rest of the East Coast under Australian Eastern Standard Time. So should be more in line with Queensland as well, so it should be good for next week. All right, lots to chat about as always. Let's welcome our regular co-host as always. Hello, Riz, presented by Carloop himself. How are you, Riz?
Hey, Tom, presented by Ludicrous Feed. Good to be on. I think we'll continue this joke this episode as well until the official unveil, which we'll touch on a bit later on. Absolutely.
We've got a very special guest presented by someone else as well today, so stay tuned for that. If you just joined us live, make sure you drop a comment in the live chat. If you're watching us on replay, hello as well. Leave a comment below. And also, if you're listening to us on audio podcast, welcome as well. Thanks for joining us in the car or wherever you might be listening from today. Let's thank our sponsors before we kick off the show today. Of course, thank you to mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you to Hankook, Driving Emotion, EV-specific tyres. And also thank you to Riz from Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Now, speaking of presented by, let's say hello to Roland himself, presented by Zapped AU. Hey, Roland, how's things?
Good, thanks. How are you, Tom? Good evening to everyone. And hey, Riz.
Good to see you, Roland. Thanks for joining us today.
Anytime. Thanks for having me on.
No, my pleasure. Let's say hello to some of our regular guests as always. Hello, Richard. Nice to see you. Heading to China tomorrow. Fantastic. Hopefully in time for the Shanghai Auto Show. Later this month. It should be good. Hello to Murray S. From Toongabbie, New South Wales. Hello, Gaffer. Nice to see you. Hello, Tassie Evie from Tassie, of course. Hello, Mitch. Nice to see you. Hello, SWS. Hello, Jez. Hello, It's Only Dale. Hello there. Hello, Rob S. Hello, Strolling Sydney. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Jason. Hello to all of you joining us very early on in the show. So thanks so much. Keep those comments coming. We might do something special today, of course. Yesterday was the 1st of April Fool's for this year. So if you spotted a EV-specific April Fool's article, or something you might have seen around the traps in your neck of the woods, let us know. Maybe you drop a link or shout it out to us on the comments. We'll have to try and find it for you. Just a bit of fun today, just to spice things up a little bit. All right. Now let's... quickly before we kick off, I just wanted to quickly mention this as well. So if you want to see Ludicrous Feed at South by Southwest in Sydney in October this year, make sure you click on the link in the pinned comment in the live chat and also in the video description. You'll find that as well if you watch on replay. There is a public voting forum here, so click that cast vote button. And this first stage of the South by Southwest topics is about public voting. So if you cast your vote, you can do that once a day, as often as you like. It's very easy. Literally just press cast vote. I'll do it for you right now, live. There it is. I voted. So that'll get us on stage for later this year. So the more votes, of course, the more chance we have on getting on stage. So thanks so much for your support, as always, everyone. Okay, so yes, I just wanted to touch on this really quickly before we kick off. So there is a expose on 7's Spotlight, Channel 7 Spotlight this Sunday at 8:40. I remember them filming this actually at the Sydney International EV Show. There was an investigative reporter sniffing around about EVs. So yeah, it might be interesting to watch, and we could talk about it next week after they air it, of course. Alrighty, let's kick off with the first article of the night. So that is this one, gents. So let's talk about the MGs again. This time is MG presented by MG themselves to unveil new low-cost S5 EVs at the Melbourne Motor Show this weekend, which I will be at on Sunday. And Riz is there on Saturday too, I believe. So come and say hello if you're in town. But Riz and Roland. So S5, I believe this will be replacing the MG ZS EV in coming months.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's obviously another SUV. What are we looking? Probably very similar size, hopefully similar pricing as well to the ZS EV, Riz?
Yeah, a bit of a step up from what I can see over the ZS, because this is dedicated sort of MG's EV platform, seen in the MG4 first. So yeah, around about 40 grand, if that's where it starts, it would be a good price for people looking at something from a brand that they know, because we've seen a lot of new brands, Geely, Zeekr, and others, but this particular one is MG's been teasing this for a while. It's been tested around Australia, and from all accounts, in what's happening in the UK with this car already, the reviews are out, and they seem pretty positive about it. A bit of a step up over the existing ZS. So anyone that's interested in checking it out, they will be unveiling it at the Melbourne Motor Show, which Tom just touched on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there was one that was spotted around Sydney with New South Wales plates. I think it was a white one.
Yeah. Have both of you gents driven the ZS EV recently? Or ever?
I haven't.
Riz, have you?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
A year or 2 years. Yeah, that's. I saw your review on it, Tom. It's been, for its time, it was a pretty good car. Like at under 45 grand, I think, when they first launched it in late 2020, early 2021.
Yeah, I think, as you said, Riz, for its time, it was probably a reasonable choice. I think if you wanted to get yourself into an EV, the range was probably a little bit lacking. That's the only thing, and the charging speed as well. But I think this hopefully will be a good replacement for it. And for a price of around 40 grand, it's probably going to compete with, I imagine, the Atto 3, the Geely, EX5 as well. So yeah, lots of competition in that smaller SUV segment too, so it should be good. And of course, gents, the IM presented by MG, which is what I'm very curious about, just to see how MG or SAIC do luxury for that matter. Yeah, that'll be very interesting. I think, Roland, you spotted something, or someone helped you spot something in Sydney today. Here's one in Eastwood.
Yeah, a good friend of mine out in the sticks in Eastwood. Jim Pine commented saying the top bit is potentially lighter if you open up that picture. It's got something at the top.
Yeah,
and don't know if we're going to have the display, potentially not, but I guess that car was parked, so unfortunately couldn't even see. But basically above where they've blacked out the badge, or where they've kind of taped it over in the overseas version, exactly where your mouse is, that's an LCD screen, similar to the Zeekr 7X front. So who knows? ADR probably will kill it though.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, ADRs prohibit that kind of thing, which, is a shame because they look pretty cool. From what Riz and I have seen in China, the IM cars, they're pretty striking. So, we'll see. I guess pricing is everything, Riz. We'll have to find out if they say anything at the Melbourne show this weekend.
Geez, I've seen the Thailand pricing, and it's hefty. It's above 60 grand Australian dollars, sort of equivalent. Maybe they will, maybe they'll price it against the benchmark and sort of say, 58,990 like the Model Y, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, hopefully it's reasonably priced. I remember seeing it in China, but it'd be good to see it again, just to refresh my memory, especially the interiors, if they have it open for everyone to see in Melbourne this weekend. But pricing-wise, surely it'd have to be, even if it's a luxury thing, you'd have to be around 80, right, to keep it reasonable, I would think. Would it compete with the 7X, the Zeekr 7X?
Yeah, well, look, that's the intention, but I think, like, we've seen the Zeekr 7X in your videos as well, Tom, from Everything Electric. It's a pretty nice plushy car. This is expected to be the same, but I guess it'll be retailed through the MG dealerships, and like sort of the pickle that they're in with the Cyberstar, where everything else is 30 grand and this is 120 grand or whatever it is. It's going to be a bit of a tough sell if they price it too high, but maybe they're just looking for exclusive customers.
That's right.
I think top spec will be similar to Cyberstar, if not more, considering I'm basing it on the 0 to 100 time. Top spec on the sedan is 2.74 seconds, and the Cyberstar is about 3.3. So
yeah,
it's a lot of coin for let's face it, it's an unknown brand, right? It's a huge ask. Whether it's like their Halo car that they have in the showrooms to show you, but then they want to sell the ES5s on the side. So yeah, I don't know. So I'm very curious. Obviously, we'd love to test drive this too. So MG, if you're watching, this is one for us three, I think, to check it out on Sydney and East Toorak as well, around Riz's neighborhood. So
that's it.
Stay tuned, everyone. All right, keep those comments, everyone. So we've got Justin saying, went to Pacific Fair in the Gold Coast to charge at the EV chargers there to find myself waiting for BYD Dolphin and Aura idling for 2.5 hours before I gave up and left. That's very disappointing. And I think that's where idle fees do need to come in to help, mitigate this kind of thing, because that is annoying, gents. I don't know whether that's happened to you at all, but it is frustrating when you see a car there. No, very long. Yeah, so... I mean, I think Tesla changed their idle fees recently, right? It's not just, it's something else as well, isn't it? Not just like
it's like a
idle
peak
fees.
fee or something.
Yeah, it's got to be a way around it.
I think it was something like if you charge over 80%, you get charged X amount. Can't remember exactly, but I guess, yeah, we're going to find this until we get a large variety of charges. So, some of these, let's just say hatchbacks with smaller batteries can charge at the 50 kilowatt ones, and everyone else can sort of have their 150, 250 kilowatt charges. This is sort of going to, be the case. And a lot of those new drivers probably don't even know what they're doing, or, don't have that experience just yet, because the dealers don't tell them anything.
No, education's the thing, right? But I mean, you can't you don't want to be elitist and say, look, only faster EV charging cars can stop here, right? That's kind of not fair on them either.
It will sort of be, natural selection. Like, as in, that's what's going to happen, right? They will sort of say, hey, it's probably the right thing. But hopefully the dealers and others can start to educate them and sort of say, hey, here's your DC charging speeds. And if you happen to be around, charge up to sort of 90% or 80% and sort of go from there. That's sort of the public charging etiquette where there's, in a shopping center or other busier places where others might want to use the charger.
Yeah, I mean, back to my UK experience last year, there were like signs saying fast chargers and then slow chargers, or like fast and ultra fast. So at least like users have a guide as to where to go. I mean, surely you'd have some idea how fast your EV chargers, right? Some idea, like some sort of ballpark figure. So anyway, that'll come with hopefully time and more education as well. I see some comments in the chat about EV charging plans. Keep them coming, guys and girls. That's very interesting. Just reading them all as we scroll through. Yeah, it's good to see. And Scotty's saying in 2020 he hired a ZS EV for $33 a day. How good's that? To do an Uber. It was a fantastic car. Yes, I can imagine. All right. Question from Sid Jaguar. Just a wild question. Do you visualize any of the Chinese companies buying Tesla one day? Now, I read about this week, actually. Like MG or SAIC. Long shot. That's very interesting, gents. I'll get your thoughts on this.
Jeez. I mean, I'll let you go first, Roland.
My personal view, I don't think so. I think Elon likes the politics aside. He likes the fame. He likes the brand. People see him as the brand. So I personally don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's particularly in China. China is a different experience. If you go to Tesla stores, they're openly sort of playing all the launches that Elon's done with the Model S Plaid in the background and the huge TVs, and really sort of hone in onto the rockets and everything else as well, which is, people are looking for innovation and that sort of stuff, and that's what people get attracted to as they're walking past shops. Quite interesting and unique. And I think there's far too much in the AI space, which is what sort of been the motto for the last couple of years, the Optimus and the full FSD and how close they are to it, and potentially licensing it to so many other legacy OEMs. It's, it might become the default sort of FSD equivalent in the US. Let's just take the US market. So lots riding, and I don't know who's got the funds to purchase even at the current stock price.
Yeah, I agree, gents. I don't think it'll happen. It's going to be a very cold day in the proverbial if that happens. There's a lot riding on Tesla staying in America, or at least American owned, and the Chinese have their own, companies that are doing FSD and all sorts of research happening on the side as well. So I think it'll be. I personally don't think that happening. Jason saying there was an April Fool's joke that Warren Buffett purchased Tesla. That's pretty funny if that happened. Yeah, and it's only now.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm not sure if the Warren Buffett's played with BYD and other companies as well. So maybe it will be his last hurrah if that happens.
Yeah, he was an investor, wasn't he, for BYD? I don't know if he still is.
Early days,
yeah, 8% or something. I don't think Americans would be allowed it to be bought by China. Says it's only Dale. Interesting. Yeah. Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming. Yeah, I think it's only Dale. I agree. Big shopping centers probably need more than 10 chargers now. We're getting to that stage, aren't we? We do need more chargers. That's basically the bottom line. Yep. Wherever we can put them.
Pacific Fair, I think, hasn't that got a Tesla site as well? Is that the
Sure
Broad Beach
does.
site?
There's a
Yeah.
Supercharger there.
Yep. That's a great site, actually. Yeah.
So it's got multiple sort of stalls and the rest of it, but maybe Tesla one day can expand that. I haven't seen them sort of do shopping center upgrades to like Tesla sites. They sort of are what they are, but maybe there's something in Sydney, gents, where you've seen it's gone from, I don't know, 6 to 12 stalls or something like that at a shopping center.
I don't think so, Roland. I haven't seen any around the north side at least. Chatswood's always stayed the same. Macquarie's hasn't moved numbers. Number of stalls.
Northwest is all the same.
Yeah. I think once they stay a number of stalls, they kind of don't expand, right? Which is a shame.
Yeah.
What about the one in what's that one on the way to Adelaide from Victoria? Is it Horsham? At the shopping mall there? There are 3, like that needs more stalls. There's like 3 Tesla version 2, I think 2 or 3 stalls. That could do with more because that's like an important site on the road to Adelaide. Yeah. Hello, Grandpa. Nice to see you. Nice to see you indeed. I think Grandpa's from WA, so afternoon indeed. It's a charging apocalypse. Yeah, well, it's just more and more cars coming, right? We need someone like Zeekr Power is to come in and show us the way like this. Have a look at this. This is not an April Fool's joke. So this is Zeekr. Now, we talked about BYD last week, talking about 1 megawatt charging. So Zeekr's come out and go, no, we see your 1 megawatt. We're going to add another 200 kilowatts behind it. There you go. 1,200 kilowatt ultra fast, trumping BYD's megawatt milestone. A lot of talk.
1,200 kilowatts. Q2. So we're in Q2 now. They will have this technology on show at the Shanghai Auto Show. 1,200 kilowatts, which obviously is above 1,000 kilowatts, which BYD announced, the megawatt charging. Interesting thing I sort of learned afterwards was the BYD system is going to use dual 2-gun charging. So, I guess having 2 things charge at the same time. I'm not sure how many cars will have 2 ports, but I guess theirs do. So that will give them 1,000 kilowatts, but apparently Zeekr is single plug, providing 1,200.
Well, that's something at least. I don't want to plug in twice. Once is enough. I mean, that's great. As Elliot sort of chatted with us last week about this is fantastic. But, I guess for most intents and purposes, I think even 250 is probably adequate, really, for most road trips, right? You're out of action for 15 minutes, big whoop, just go to the bathroom and have a little rest and you're good to go again. But I suppose those who really want 5-minute charging, then I'm glad the tech is coming. That's for sure. But the price, surely there'll be a premium attached to faster charging, one would think.
I think it's more of a marketing thing.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine like 1,200 kilowatts. Like, you imagine a young family. You can't even go change your baby's nappy.
It was pretty quick back in the day, Roland, but probably not now. Those days have gone.
You never know.
It'll probably take me half an hour now. Aaron asks, has anyone had a chance to test drive the Cupra Tavascan? There you go. I've seen it in Sydney at the Artarmon show. Remember also a couple of shows, EV shows recently at the Everything Electric, but haven't test driven it yet. Riz, have you had a chance to drive it yet?
No, I've seen the left-hand drive version. Haven't seen anything past that. I think the media reviews were some of the people that have driven them, they were out. But yeah, I guess it's another one on the list. And we said sort of end of last year we're going to be super busy, and it's happening. There's too many.
There's a lot going on. Absolutely. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Tavascan, that's made in China? Is that right? Yep. So Barcelona design, but produced in China. Hopefully the price will be attractive as well. So we'll see.
Well, if we look at the ID4 and ID5 pricing, this is definitely going to be I think they have announced it, haven't they?
Have
The
they? Oh, okay.
pricing of
Have
Let's
announced it.
Can't
I think it
remember.
was about 70, either 60 something, 70 something thousand.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah, late in February they announced it, 60 grand before on roads. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
69.90 for the
Yeah.
entry, and then 70. Where was it? I think it was about 74,490.
Now, Roland, you're the top spec man. What's the top spec Cupra Tavascan?
Top spec is still not fast enough.
It's too slow.
Too slow for Roland.
It's just, well, you've got Zeekr bring 2 point something seconds. So
Yeah.
Oh,
0 to 100, this one's 5.5 seconds.
well,
Too slow.
it's in the name, Tom. It's Roland, by Zapped. And
It's got to be lightning fast.
It's got to be lightning fast. It's not presented
Yeah.
by
But in all
Zapped.
seriousness, the looks and the design on the interior on the Tavascan, like I think they've nailed the design of the seats with like the rose gold type bronze accents and steering wheel. I think it looks really nice.
Yeah, I agree. From what I've seen, I love the Born. I love the Tavascan. Even the ice cars look pretty good, actually, to be honest with you. So they've done a great job. Absolutely. Another example of Sino-Spanish or Sino-European jets, designed in Barcelona and built in China.
It's a European car.
That's it. All right. Here we go. Scotty says Stowell just before Horsham has 12 stalls, V3 chargers. There you go. Good to see. Excellent. And as part of our saying, that's what more than what Tesla Semi uses. I think Tesla Semi is 1 megawatt too, isn't it?
Yeah, 750 or 1, and actually the story doesn't end at 1200 kilowatts. There's Huawei comes out and says 1200. It's got to be at least 1500. Oh yeah.
Let's have a look.
But that's, I think, for commercial vehicles, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, so this is like really fresh news. So this is like 23 hours ago stuff. Let's have a look. So Huawei, yes, this is like charging poker here, isn't it? Or blackjack. Huawei to challenge BYD and Tesla with ultra-fast charger at 1500 kilowatts. This is crazy. This is crazy even for China speed.
Yeah, and apparently Huawei's chargers are pretty reliable. There's quite a few of them heading to Europe, few sites with 600, 800 kilowatt ports. Really interesting stuff. But yeah, I guess they won't be going to the US anytime soon.
No, that's right. And Huawei, we've had issues with Huawei in Australia as well, obviously, with their 5G network about a decade ago. So again, to see whether they're allowed to come into the country with their tech as well. So interesting times. Gents, look, I'm very happy to, if we have Sydney to Melbourne 1 megawatt chargers, I just need 2 locations, right? Just grab one of the Zeekr 7Xs, just pelt it down the Hume Highway, 5-minute P at Yass, and then once at Albury, and we can like race an ice car on the way, see who gets there first, right? I'm happy to do that challenge. I'm sure you guys are as well.
Let's do it.
No nappies, just go, just do it.
Keep going.
Prove the haters it can be done. It's all good. Zagan asks, isn't a Chinese company going to install 600 chargers in Australia by 2030? That might be Zeekr Power, I think, Riz.
Yeah, I don't know. There's quite a few announcements going around. I heard one of the fuel pump service companies out of the US was going to install a whole lot of chargers. There's quite a lot in the market. Xpeng's also said that Australia is one of the markets, but basically nothing's off the cards at the moment.
Hope so. Let's hope. Like Flow Power, I think we talked about last week too. Hopefully we can see them come to Australia too. Aaron Ford says for a Tavascan, I think Tavascan, test drive tomorrow. Still waiting for my order to arrive. Fantastic. Hopefully you can share some photos with us too. And Sid Jaguar says Zeekr rep at Everything Electric was adamant that their fast chargers are coming. Nice. Tassie Evie saying Tavascan was built in Europe. All right, well, I might have to fact check that.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Somebody can look that up for us. That'd be good. Anyone here test driven a Geely EX5? I have. Anyone else has? I think Riz has too.
Yeah.
soon for me, not yet.
Yeah. Good price. I'll try. Oh, a press car is coming. Press car? What's that press? Yeah, press car is coming. Try and do a review of that very shortly. I've also got a press car of the Cadillac as well later this year. So see a black Caddy in Sydney. That might be us. So keep a lookout for that.
They only needed to look at your Spectre video and said this, Tom, is the main channel that high net worth individuals watch. So
Yes.
they needed to give a black on black Caddy with a rice cooker.
With a rice cooker attachment accessory, indeed. All right, let's keep them coming. Keep those comments coming, everyone. That's great. Yeah, Richard's saying here in Australia we struggle to get 500 kilowatts for an entire charging site. I know that's an issue at the moment, isn't it? With grid supply. Okay, so Riz, you got something on the Tavascan just to do some fact checking here. So this is from July 2024.
That's what they said back then. Anhui province in China is where they will be. It's a bit further down, I think.
Yep. Here we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Designed in Barcelona, built in Anhui at the Volkswagen factory.
There you go. I'm glad I wasn't having a Mandela moment. I'm pretty sure I read China built, Barcelona designed.
Well, maybe they've changed production since. You never know with Volkswagen. Maybe they're not making enough in Europe, and they've decided, hey, maybe that's one way of keeping the European factories busy.
That's right. Joe's waiting for the 007 GT. Yeah, that looks really good, gents.
Hey, just on a Zeekr. I saw something, and we need to confirm it with our good insiders at Zeekr. But today, I think on LinkedIn, I saw they posted a video about the shooting brake and the history of a shooting brake.
Oh,
and I was curious. I didn't think that was happening.
You the GT or just the 007 GT?
I'm pretty sure the 001.
Ah, okay.
Because that would be the shooting brake, and I think the GT would be. Oh, would you call the GT a shooting brake or is that a
GT
wagon?
Because shooting brake usually the Europeans
wagon,
refer
right?
it to the wagon.
Is the wagon?
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe that's what they were.
I think the GT is a wagon, which is a shooting brake. I think.
Right.
Let's have a look. So here we are. This is some photos of the 007 GT, which looks like a wagon. Yep.
Yeah, that's the wagon. Yep.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal. I wouldn't mind one of those.
Very cool.
Yeah, sweet.
And it's under 5 meters long. I've looked at the dimensions. Easy to park.
Yeah, I'll fit in my garage. Yeah, I think the Caddy's 5 meters, Roland, from memory. I remember seeing that. Looks good though. Hey, looks really nice. Here's a question for you, gents. Do you prefer the Porsche Taycan or the Taycan Gran Turismo?
Cross Turismo.
Cross Turismo.
Yeah, Cross Turismo. Any day of the week.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Well, we'll have to hit up Zeekr in Australia to see when that's coming. Looks good. Now, Richard's volunteering to be the second driver for the Sydney Dash that I want to do with fast charging. We'll see. Cannonball Run. Yep, that's right, Paul. Let's keep on going. Here we go. Aaron saying designed in Europe, built in China for Tavascan. Thank you. That's good. Great comments, everyone. That's great. Richard's driven the EX5. That's good. It was good, yeah. It's not a bad drive, actually. You got to think of the price as well when you drive these cars, right? Can't expect them to be, Polestar 4 quality, but got to think of the price, 45 grand. Charles is saying next manufacturer will announce 1,800 kilowatts. In this case, kilowatt stands for clickbait articles per week.
Yes.
Nice. Who will design 18 kilowatt? Let's see. We've had BYD, we've had Zeekr, Huawei, Xpeng, Volkswagen. Surely they could put their, hat in the middle there to.
I'm just waiting for 1,888 kilowatts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You nailed it. That's it.
Maybe
that's next week's headline.
That's probably the peak charging speed we're ever going to get.
You can't beat that. you can't surpass 1,888. That's it. That's like peak Roland. You've nailed it.
Yeah.
Someone from Xpeng is going to listen to this live stream and go, oh, he's onto something here.
This is it.
One of the marketing guys, they'll be like, Guys, I've got the best idea.
Oh,
Just need a little bit more.
just a little bit more. Anything more is just too much. But 1,888, that's gold. That is absolutely gold. Yep, Gaffer, we call it a station wagon. That's the shooting brake, correct? Yep, and a estate in the UK as well. Thanks, Michael. That's very good pick up there. Fantastic. All right, let's keep going. What else have we got to chat about today? So, got more BYD news. Here we go. BYD teases upcoming E7 model. Glimpse into the future. Let's see. This is a sedan. This could maybe take over from the Seal, maybe.
Yeah, it's looks a little bit smaller, like sort of maybe a Model 3. Just looking at the rear of the car.
Yeah, it doesn't look as wide.
Yeah, it's got it might have a hatch opening too, perhaps. It's a bit slopey. 48 and 57 kilowatt hours, so a bit smaller.
So this must be like a taxi-friendly type of a vehicle.
Yeah, maybe competing with a Mona, maybe as well. Yeah, right. There you go. Another render. All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. Lots happening. More BYD news. This is the FCB, Fang Bao, what they call in China.
Or possibly Denza here, if it does come. Their first electric, I guess it's off-road looking. I don't think it's a proper off-roader, but anyway, that's what they're aiming for with a drone pad. So literally, it's got a drone landing and takeoff pad above it. You can buy it as one of the standard cars, available in 2 battery packs, 72.9 and 78.7. Priced much cheaper than what they originally sort of were predicting, 30,500 Australian dollars. So, I mean, convert it, put importers or EV direct tax on it, and the rest of it, you could still land it for under 50 grand. You'll sell, 588 of them a month.
Is this a 588? Is this a Defender kind of competitor or more of a soft roader, do you think?
Yeah, it's more of a softer sort of vehicle. It's built on the, it's not body on frame like some of the other 4-wheel drives. But then again, I'm not a 4-wheel drive expert, but it's got a cool name, Tyre, which is Tyre 3 or Titanium 3. Not sure where the titanium is in this vehicle, but then maybe it's as tough as titanium. But it does have, I've read in some other articles out of China that it does have quite a bit of protection underneath the car too, so it can take, a bit of a hit underneath if we sort of do take it off road. But it just looks very cool.
It does look good. It's only Dale saying it's more of a forester rival, so very much a soft roader. I remember driving it was the hybrid version on my BYD trip, but I'm glad to see there are now EV versions coming out too. That's good. Yeah, it's pretty plush from what I remember from the inside. Roland, is that fast enough? 0 to 100 in 4.9, or at least it's under 5, right?
Yeah, just a smidge.
Never fast enough for
No, never.
Mr. Zapped.
No, we need to get Roland into a what's that Croatian car?
A Rimac.
Rimac, that's it.
Rimac Nevera.
Yeah, the ones the top you guys were doing. Yeah. I'll take shotgun. Yeah, okay. Interesting. Oh, it's got God's Eye.
Hey, actually, in that image, you've got the gear lever. It's similar to what they've got in the Shark.
Yep.
But I saw a video on YouTube where it literally rises like the Rolls-Royce front logo. You know how they've got like the
ecstasy.
front badge? Yeah, it just like pops out when you turn the car on. Let's just hope those electric motors keep working. But it reminds me of the Genesis GV60, how it had that little pearl ball thing that would pretty cool.
You know what? I'm a GV60 fan. I love that car actually. It's just a shame it's so darn expensive. It's just so plush, right, Roland? Yeah.
Totally agree. Funny enough, I legitimately looked at it on car sales last night. And a 2022, 2023, like under $70,000 for the top spec. 60-something thousand dollars. I'm like,
Pretty good.
depreciation on that was like $120,000.
I remember that. That's not bad. So, like for a 2-year-old car, 3-year-old car?
Yeah,
It's not-
2 to 3-year-old car, you're paying less than half.
Gee, that's not bad, you know. Not bad.
That's got the boost button on it, doesn't it? Like it's got like
Yes.
that the
Yeah.
top spec.
10 second.
Yeah, 10 seconds of
10-second boost, and then the seat bolsters, you can set it so that it kind of stiffens up and kind of pulls it in.
Like a sports style seating, just sucks your
Yeah.
sides in, yeah. And Genesis are opening a couple of showrooms as well, right? There's one in Concord in Sydney, and I think Castle Hill up your way, Roland. There's one coming.
Yeah, first
way
it
too?
was just announced a couple of days ago. So they will be the first agency, and it'll be opening up in the hills on Victoria Avenue. I think it's going to be top end near the Hyundai. There's a big Hyundai dealership there at the moment.
Yeah, of course, HQ in Macquarie Park as well. But hey, bring it on, hey. I've got Lexus, Genesis, IM presented by MG. They want a piece of the pie too. Some serious players in the luxury segment.
Well, you know, we're hearing whispers of NIO doing something. I mean, maybe with Onvo. Actually, what's been confirmed with NIO is the Firefly, their most affordable brand that they've just they are launching. Actually, the logo in the background there, Roland, looks a little bit like the Firefly logo from memory. And they are going to be launching in Germany, apparently. So, new brand from NIO launching there. Onvo's CEO has resigned. They didn't hit their 20,000 units in March they were expecting. So a lot of changes at NIO. They're still going full steam ahead with battery swapping. You know, I guess that's equivalent to 1,888 kilowatts of charging because it's done in 3 minutes, the whole swap cycle. So yeah, Onvo potentially heading to right-hand drive markets like the UK and Australia.
That's some fast charging. It's a race to the toilet for me. That's too quick. Michael saying Geely Radara, full electric ute, right-hand drive prices and info for Thailand. Wow, that's exciting. So likely in Australia and New Zealand by end of the year, hopefully. That'll be good. Got the eTerron from LDV, Geely. Give the shark a run for its money.
I've got the goss on eTerron. I was told late last week that June is when they're looking at launching it. And then with Geely, I thought when they launched the EX5 a couple of weeks ago, Tom, that would be the next car they would announce as the one that's coming, but nothing. Like, come on.
Now, Riz, remember we had to take a helicopter ride with LDV a couple of years ago for the MIFA 9 and what else? The Ute, the ET60 Max. So they might maybe pull another stunt, bring us somewhere out with an electric plane maybe this time, or something else.
Geely, if you're listening, maybe if LDV you're listening with the eTerron, definitely. I mean, maybe it needs to be, I don't know, some sort of a high-speed drone.
Maybe one of the like islands off Sydney Harbour that's like uninhabited, right? Just tear around the island with the ute. That'd be fun. Now, serious question from Michael again. So my daughter would like your opinions. Will we see the BYD Seagull in Australia? Great question, by the way. And let's get to that very shortly. I just want to quickly mention our sponsors at the halfway point. Thank you to mycar, Tyre Auto. Thank you to Hankook Tyres as well. And thank you to Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution. Right, thank you. Let's go back to that question. So yes, gents, do we want to see the Seagull in Australia? I'll vote yes, I do.
Yep, absolutely. We need more city-style cars, I think.
Yeah, will we get it though? That's the hard part because, you know, Picanto is now 22, 23 grand for a base model Kia Picanto these days. They're still selling it. There aren't a lot of cars in that micro category anymore. Actually, speaking of micro category, just quickly, did anyone see that whole Nissan press release thing about all the cars they're launching? Because the Micra looks like the size of I don't know, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. It's grown huge. It's gone big. It's gone like smart #5.
It's grown up.
It's grown up.
It's not Micra. It's called Mega.
Yeah. But apparently in the UK, they're going to be getting the BYD Seagull, aka Dolphin Mini, aka someone said the Surf.
The Surf and Turf. Yeah, bring it on, I say. Whatever you want to call it. That's a great looking car. Seen it many times in China, and I think it will do well. If we, the Dolphin is now under 30 grand, so maybe Riz under 25 for the Seagull. That'd be good, right?
Look, I don't think our friends at the distribution arm or the dealers will like that price because they're not making enough dough on it. So if you're not, and then the whole compliance thing, I think the next car from BYD is probably going to be the Atto 2 or the whatever they call that. Yeah, Yuan.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yep. It's a shame because, I think that'd be great for like a delivery car, right? For food and whatnot. Amazon, just quick run around. Yeah. Here's a scoop from Carnormus. Apparently, BYD Seagull announced soon with 64 kilowatt hour battery. That's a huge battery for that little thing.
Oof.
I don't know. Hopefully you're right. We'll
that is an enormous battery.
It's huge, right?
Seagull, yeah.
Yeah. Andrew says took advice from us. That's good. Lots of research. Now purchased a 2018 Tesla Model S 75D. That's great. Congratulations, Andrew. Glad we could help.
Congrats,
yeah. We might have to congratulate Roland next week if you buy that GV60 for 60 grand. Drive away.
he's still deciding between the GV60 and the IM L5.
Presented
by
presented
by the
marketing
sedan. It might be Roland presented by Combank next week if he keeps buying these cars.
I'm open for sponsorships.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by Combank. I just named
that's right.
Random bank.
No.
Well, look, if Roland, if you buy too many of those cars, then you might be Roland presented by divorce papers. Just gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I hope my wife's not on this live stream. But on that note, I'll be curious to see which variant they bring for the IM5, like the sedan version, because the one I saw overseas had a yoke steering wheel. So curious to see what happens with that, if that's even an option.
Yeah. I don't know. I find yoke very hard to drive, actually. We drove it at the Chang'an event, the media event last month. It's difficult when you're doing a quick turn. You kind of want to grab the top of it. But I don't know. Have you had much experience, Roland, on the track with the yoke?
Never. That's a bit that kind of makes me think, what would you do? Like natural instincts, growing up driving, grab the top, like just grab.
Yeah.
For this one, you're grabbing half of it.
I know racing cars, they just go 3 and 9, right? Do that. They don't really grab the top anymore, so drive it properly.
Well, that lady we saw, Tom, at Ningbo International Speedway that was charging her IM LS6. When we spoke to her, she really liked the car. It was just and she had the yoke, but I guess one of those things, you get used to it. But the local specs would be interesting. Roland, maybe we can look at the ADR approvals again, because they didn't say too much last time I checked.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it.
No.
I'll keep an eye out.
Michael brings up a good point about the Hyundai Inster / Casper. That might be a good one to watch out for if that comes to Australia.
Bit of scoop once again. I got some figures from our friends at Hyundai. This is before the VFACTS, so it's not official, but they sold 7 Insters, or it must be press cars.
In Australia?
In Australia, in March.
Very interesting. Like dealer cars, maybe?
Yeah, I'd see Nirav did a video recently as well of spotting some. There must have been like...
Yeah, he spotted an Insta there.
Yeah, so I don't think they're far, but yeah, 40 grand. I've heard it's a really, really nice basic car, but 40 grand is 40 grand.
It's a lot of cash, isn't it? Considering you can get an SUV, a small SUV like Geely EX5 for around 40 grand. Yeah. I remember seeing it in Korea when I was there in summer, and they look good, like a cute little car. So
they're on a ICE platform, aren't they? Because Casper, I think, pretty sure it's the ICE vehicle that Hyundai sells in. So wonder what that's like. But yeah, from all accounts, it's cool. It's got it's not as wide, so it's got a low frontal area, which means it's pretty efficient. It'd be just cool to drive. We need basically, the next segment should be these mini to micro cars.
Yep, I agree. Had some photos of the the Casper. Let me just put it up for you guys. There we go. There it is there. In that sort of Seagull, so what is it? What are we calling it? The turf, surf and turf, dolphin turf, surf.
Haha.
So they got Seagull Mini. Very cute.
What's going on with that one there with car scoops? The second row, Tom, with the huge headlights to the
this
right.
one.
Yeah, that one. That is cool.
Yeah, right. Threw some flood water there. Nice mod. Yeah. I think,
The
Roscoe
car was ADR approved. I'm just looking at it. It was back in November.
Yeah, right.
So
Roscoe from
standard
Amazing
range, long range, and cross.
35 grand, he's saying. Should be, I agree.
Ooh.
Okay, 35 grand. Yep. Gamer's saying Irish Inster, lovely to drive. Only costs €23 here, 23 grand euro.
Ooh.
Hopefully it comes to Australia. Yep.
I think Hyundai really needs something at that entry level. Like, I mean, Kia's got the EV3 now, but what is that, 48 grand? So definitely needs to be under 40. But yeah, just prices. I mean, they'll sell quite a few if they can get a few of the fleet deals happening. But consumers need this sort of car as well.
I agree. Keep those comments coming, guys. That's great. Lots of comments. Okay. Wow, I'm losing track here. Lots of comments. I'll just keep scrolling down. Here we go. Yes, F1 steering, basically yokes. That's correct. Which one was the April Fool's joke? Which one? I'm just having a look. April Fool. Watch the video. Was at the end. Not real news. It's hard to get news on April Fool's Day. Sometimes. Okay. All right.
I saw some stuff of people mocking up the Tesla Roadster page and saying orders are open now. I mean, that's a car that's been coming for a long time.
Since 2020, I think. So 5 years later.
Oh no, 2017.
27. Oh, the first one. First Roadster.
The second Roadster.
Yeah, right.
Was, I think, unveiled at the same time as was it the Cybertruck event? Not Cybertruck, sorry, Semi.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep. That's right. Thank you, Jason. 5 Ludicrous Feed memberships. Much appreciated. Thank you. The Charge Show was the April Fool's joke. Charge Show? Which one is that?
Was
the
it
Charge
something
Speed?
that Jet Charge did? Or someone said there was some prank on April's Fools. But,
okay. Fair enough. All right. Now, something that was spotted for real is this car here. This could replace our Spectres, gents.
That's it.
The Maextro S800 luxury EV, which is a Huawei collab with, I think, JAC, I think. So, spotted in Sydney in Port Botany by Oliver M. There we go. Big ass sedan.
Very big.
Big.
Someone in the know-how said to me that apparently Chery has a part to play in this as well. I don't know if Chery is manufacturing it or doing something. But yeah, this is just massive.
Jason asks, does it come with an umbrella though? That's the thing, right?
Ooh.
Now the Tavascan actually has a Rolls-Royce style umbrella in the door frame. Just if you want that budget, not budget, like a more reasonably priced Rolls-Royce experience, you can have an umbrella in the door frame as well. But yeah, there we go. So I think there are 2 of these in Port Botany.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good. Yeah. That's right. Quite a few free Roadsters are due to early YouTubers with referrals. I remember that program.
Oh, yeah. Hey, actually, one thing that I did see last week in Sydney is an original Roadster that's sitting at Alexandria.
Yep.
Very
in the showroom.
Car. Yeah, in the showroom. Very cool
Yeah.
car.
That's actually a private car, I think, from memory. So that's someone's actual car that they've loaned to Tesla.
Yeah,
The one that I know, Roscoe, Amazing EV. I think he's still on the live stream. He had one on the website that he was selling for, I think, $350,000 or $450,000, which was one of the
this
first ones.
this one's apparently got no kilometers on it.
No kilometers.
Apparently, no, like none. Basically, I've
Wow.
been told by good authority, it has literally no kilometers on it, and it's sitting at the Alexandria showroom. It looks very cool, very, very cool. It looks like nobody's even polished it. It's just like that type of a car, like just still original condition. I think it's a 2016 or something like that. 20. I'm trying to think. It's one of the last ones.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
very cool car.
You can definitely see the Lotus Elise inspiration when you see that car. It is a beautiful car. So that April Fool's joke was the Seagull 64 kilowatt hour battery. Yeah, I'm sure it was. There's no way that car would have such a big battery. Thanks, Tazzy EV, for picking that up.
It's a solid state sodium ion.
It's just a big block of salt just sitting there in the base of the car. Right?
That's what needs the 2 charging gun with 1 megawatt charging that BYD's announced.
They'll say it's the perfect food delivery car because it's small, easy to park, big battery, big range.
That's right. Correct. It would do very well, I think. Question for us, Gunners. I live in 450 k's from Adelaide and 450 k's from Melbourne. Oh, that sounds like a maths problem. 2022 or 23 Model S standard range, or I assume that's long range, maybe.
C-Line?
C-Line, maybe. Okay, C-Line, right. I don't know. I mean, you'd have to charge at least once or twice. Probably once at least. I think either would be fine, honestly. Probably get a good price for a 23 Model 3 right now, I would think. 30s? Are we talking 35?
Yeah, 22, 23. I've heard wholesale prices of mid 30,000, so mid to late 30s.
Yeah, there's a C-Line. Yeah, C-Line's like what, 60? So it's half the price. It's up to you. Charles saying there was a Roadster at the Tesla Hobart store opening last year. Not many in Australia. That's right. Not many at all.
Ooh.
Correct.
I was fortunate enough to get a ride in one last year at a random show. An owner had one, and that was very unique. Like, it still was pretty quick. I mean, you're so low to the ground. Very, very cool car, and not many around, especially the ones that drive.
Yeah, they're good-looking cars. They really are. All right, let's keep going. There's one more I want to touch on. So this was spotted at the Snowtown Roadhouse. I think it's got Chem Power chargers. This is the Polestar 5 Riz. I know you like this car.
That's it. It's a Rolls-Royce killer, that one. I think I mentioned it last time we brought this up, but it's the only car I've ever seen where a car company in their press release mentions their competitors. They're like, this Polestar, whatever it is, 5, is supposed to compete with the Mercedes EQS and Porsche Panamera. So I'm like, this was in 2022. It's like 4 years later, and they still haven't released the car. So anyway, Polestar, if you're listening, stop testing, bring it out. There's plenty of people that are looking, EQS owners that just want to trade their cars in and buy it.
See, from the front, looks very Polestar 4-like, right? See the shape there, and then from the back, I think it's got or maybe it doesn't have a window either. See how the back ride's quite high up, and then the brake lights look almost Rocket League-like, right? See that, just up and down. Looks very different from what you see on the road.
Lexus LFA sort of style of lights in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks more sedan-like. Yeah. Nothing on. Are they registered yet? I mean, they must be, right? They've got a Victorian plate.
Yeah.
Maybe that. Are they exhibiting at the Melbourne show? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know, actually. Maybe not.
Oh, I don't remember seeing their name. Thunderbird 9. Audi R8 vibes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Roscoe saying 22 only came to Australia officially for the
Roadsters.
for the Roadster. Yeah, think so. Orange Roadster was at the EV show last year, owned and restored by one of the longest Tesla staffers in Australia. Good info. Thanks,
That
Roscoe.
one.
Yep. Cool. All right. And just a bit more to share with you guys. So this is a Tesla Supercharger in New Italy. I had to look up where this is. This is actually just north of Byron, I think. No, north of Byron Bay, or around Byron Bay somewhere. 12 stalls.
What's going on up there? There seems, I don't know, from memory, there's a lot of new superchargers up that way now.
It's good. It's good, actually, because
Yeah.
to be honest, the non-Tesla network up there is not great. It's not very reliable. So it's good to see. Hopefully this will be V4 and open access. That'll help a road trip up to Brisbane from Sydney. It's good. And 12 stalls, that's great. Fantastic. Excellent. And of course, I think someone in the chat mentioned this earlier. Of course, the plug-in hybrid Novated lease discount is over officially. Not an April Fool's joke. It is done and dusted as of 2 days ago. So curious, Riz, to see how the Shark 6 and Sea Lion 6 sales, and even the Haval GT sales go in the coming months, eh?
Yeah, I'm just curious about why that image was selected for the full EV there. They could have had any plug-in hybrids. Sea Lion 6 and 7, there's a big difference. But it is the end of an era. But yeah, we will see what happens to the sales in the coming couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too dissatisfied seeing this go. I mean, it was, I guess, artificially inflating plug-in sales for a while. But I think hopefully we'll see a return to hopefully double digits for EV sales, especially with the Model Y sales being delivered as well.
Very soon,
this quarter. Yep. We shall keep an eye on it. We've got Riz, of course, to give us all the scoop next week, hopefully.
Whatever's needed. Just on that, Tom, I think you recently tested the Haval H6 GT
PHEV.
It's a very, very, very long name.
Long name.
So that video, anyone that's interested should check it out.
Yeah, not a bad car. I mean, we compared it to the Sea Lion 6 naturally, of course. Had to compare it to the premium version of the Sea Lion 6 because it's both all-wheel drive. I think just quietly, I think the Sea Lion 6 is probably a slightly better driving experience, just marginally. But on paper, as we mentioned in the video, the Haval looks really good, like good performance. Yeah, so a lot of car for that kind of money. Shame it's not a full EV, but I guess if you aren't quite ready for an EV yet, then it's not a bad option, for sure. You drove it too, didn't you, Riz, at the track day recently?
Yeah, the Sydney Motorsport Park. It was interesting. Most of it, well, pretty much all of it, was on the EV mode. But yeah, I guess it does have a place. 100 and whatever they claim, 180 kilometers of range, or real world, even if you get 140, that's most people's sort of weekly commute.
Yeah, I think we got 160 on the city roads and then 150 on the highway. So not bad at all. Big battery, 35 kilowatt hour.
But this is where the trend is going, though, right? Like even Xpeng, Zeekr is about to announce a plug-in hybrid, a large SUV. Lincoln Co has just announced one. BYD's obviously got a couple, but last couple of weeks, everything BYD's really sort of unveiled has been pretty much electric. There's been some plug-in versions, but they're back to announcing electric vehicles again, in China anyway. So hopefully we'll get to see them later this year.
Yeah, hopefully. That'll be good. I'm curious to see this one too, gents. I mean, I don't want to talk about hybrids too much, but I saw Richard's post from New Zealand there. Apparently this is a new type of hybrid, JQ J7. It's like a super hybrid. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but keen to test that one.
I've heard it's going to be, or JQ will be at the Melbourne Motor Show, I've heard. So potentially that's where we will see it.
Okay, I'll check it out. Nice one. All right. Gents, what's happening this week? Anything interesting? Are you guys driving anything cool at the moment?
Roland?
Not this week. I do pick up a Kia EV5 next week. So
Nice.
keen to see how that goes.
Top spec, no doubt. GT line.
No,
No.
no, unfortunately not. I did ask. Don't have one yet, so mid-spec.
Yeah. Mid-spec's still good bang for buck. All-wheel drive is
Probably
good.
the people's choice, but
Yeah,
it's a lot of money for what it is. But so we'll see.
It is, isn't it? It really is. Riz, yourself?
At the moment, I've got a base model Ioniq 5 just to see what the new one's like and if there's been any improvement in the iPedal. And yeah, that's what's happening. And then the motor show, of course, Saturday and Sunday. Anyone that's interested, come and say hi to myself and Tom. And yeah, we will do some investigative work, Roland. We will find out what's going on with this yoke situation, if it is coming, and what is the top spec of the IM L5 or L6.
Yeah, I'll try and do some. Well, Riz and I'll try and find some information for you from next week for next week's show. Yep, and Riz, next week hopefully some sales data too, right? From VFAX and so on.
I thought today was the second business day of the month, and we were supposed to get some stuff from at least Electric Vehicle Council, but nothing came through. What I can tell our audience that have sort of come this far is New South Wales had 2,000 registrations in March, which give or take will equate to about 7,500 EVs sold nationally, which would hopefully put us 7 to 8%. And that's without the Model Y. So if you add the Model Y on top of that, when it does come out, then we're looking at that big 10% milestone, and hopefully we'll retain that.
That's good. Yeah, we want to see the Big 10. That'll be a big celebration, I think, for all of us. So looking forward to that. Now, quick question. Yeah, check out my video on that, Max, about the Xpeng G6 Tesla issue. I don't think it's fixed just yet, so they are working on it as far as I know. Yep, thank you. All right, so before we finish off, I just wanted to quickly just plug this again. If you want to see Ludicrous Feed at South by Southwest in Sydney, just quickly press the cast vote on the link. It's in the pinned comment in the video description as well. So public voting is important at this stage of the game. So thanks for your support, everyone. And also thanks to our sponsors as well, mycar, Hankook, and Carloop, for all your support for the channel. Gentlemen, absolute pleasure as always to have you on. I hope you all have a great week. Roland, yourself. And Riz, I'll see you on Saturday as well at the Motor Show.
No worries. Thanks guys. Good to see you, Roland.
Likewise.
Thanks, gents. And thanks, everyone, for having us tonight. Thanks for joining us. And like Riz said earlier, if you're in Melbourne on the weekend, come say hello at the Motor Show. There'll be lots of cars to check out too, including the ones we discussed earlier as well. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we shall all see you next week on the show. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. Bye now.